Well, I want to welcome everybody on the call with us tonight, guys. And I'll tell you, it's amazing to be here with each and every one. And the reason why we're here is literally, guys, we're part of a cause. It's a part of a movement. And we've been alerting people as to what's in your water. And I was just watching a call over the internet, and I was amazed at listening at Natalie as they were doing a live demonstration. And it was so amazing. They're doing an in-home demonstration, and different people were bringing their waters, and they were having their waters tested. And they were just literally, I mean, you could just hear the shock that people were having, thinking all this time they were drinking good water. And then once they saw the test of what was going on in their water, at that point, guys, it became apparent to them, it was very clear to them that the water that they had paid for it. Some people have paid a lot of money for their water. Some people put expensive systems in their homes, reverse osmosis and different systems of that nature. And the reality was they now see that after their water is being tested, that they weren't drinking very good water at all. And so why is all this talk about water, guys? And I want to share with you guys, there was an article that just came up. In fact, someone sent it to me earlier today about Alabama. And in the state of Alabama, guys, there were 8 different water systems that had chemicals in it, and those chemicals have been proven to cause cancer. And it was going to cost the water system, literally, guys, it was going to charge them millions of dollars for them just to try to eliminate that one chemical out of the water. So in the meantime, all of the residents have to do what? Do what they've been doing for the past years, continuing drinking water that is polluted, water that's tainted. The water issue and crisis, guys, is spread all over the country.
Chromium-6 is a heavy metal and a carcinogen. It's rarely found in nature. Instead, it's created by various industrial processes. There are reports that chromium-6 is in the drinking water of hundreds of millions of Americans. However, health authorities don't know exactly what level of chromium-6 might pose health problems. They do know that when they put chromium in the drinking water of rats and mice, that level of chromium caused cancer. Scientists who study chromium-6 say they're concerned about even very low levels of exposure to chromium-6 when it's a child or an infant or a developing fetus.
That's why our mission, our goal, is not to sell you on anything. No, that's not what we're here to do. We're here just to alert you. So it doesn't matter what other company you're doing. It doesn't matter, what job you're working on. The reality is, last time I checked, every single one of us on this line, and every single person on the planet, we have to drink water. So we want to drink the best possible water we possibly can. So this isn't a fact of saying, hey, I want you to join this company. No. We just want you to be aware of what's in the water. And then if you decide to be a customer because you care about the type of water that you drink and you care about the type of water that your family drinks, then that's great. Because that means we've done a good job as far as sitting here and just alerting you as to why this water is so phenomenal. I'll tell you what's interesting is that this company, New Water Sciences, they're the ones bringing us this incredible New Water Science, which is a new division of New Life Sciences. And this is headed up by a gentleman named Mr. Rick Creighton, who has been in the industry, guys, for over 20 years, have developed organizations of over 250,000 distributors. He is a compensation developer and a strategist. When it comes to making a compensation plan, he knows how to do it. And then Dr. Darrell Holmes, who is a PhD, a co-inventor of 17 different patents. He's right there with the owner, and they work together to bring you guys one of the best ways that you can alert people about what's really in their water. Now, all you have to do, guys, this is no secret. If you go and Google the word pharmaceuticals and drinking water, you will be shocked at all the articles that were coming up. In fact, these articles have been coming up for almost now 15, 20 years. They've been knowing about this.
Painkillers, blood thinners, and chemotherapy drugs are just some of the substances that are found in your drinking water. There's new information that some drugs are ending up in our water at levels never seen before. CBC's Kelly Crow has more on that.
There's something happening to the rainbow darter, a tiny fish that lives in the rivers of southern Ontario. If they're downstream from a sewage treatment plant, the male fish turn into females.
If you expose them to wastewater, they will feminize. They will have eggs in the testes.
What's causing the males to develop eggs? Human hormones, residue from prescription drugs that are flushed into the river. Using new highly sensitive equipment, scientists are finding an increasing variety of prescription drugs in the waterways. Painkillers, blood thinners, chemotherapy agents, hormones, antibiotics. If we swallow it, scientists can find it in the water.
Some of the drug comes in us and through us and out of us totally unchanged. So we actually have active drugs going into the waterway through our urine or feces.
Last month, a study of First Nations communities found levels of 3 prescription drugs in one southern Ontario river that were the highest in North America. And an unpublished Health Canada survey of tap water across the country found traces of prescription drugs in drinking water. Scientists still don't know if that combination of drugs in water poses a human health risk. That research has not been done. The World Health Organization calls it a knowledge gap. In Canada, there are no national standards for pharmaceuticals in drinking water, but environment officials are working on a water quality guideline for carbamazepine, an anti-epileptic drug that shows up almost everywhere.
I was actually here in Atlanta, and I was talking to a funeral director, and he shocked me. He says, I don't want you really to tell this to anybody, and please don't ever mention our funeral home when you say this, if you decide to tell this story. But he said that literally, when they embalm people, and he owns 2 funeral homes, literally the fluids that was in that person, their blood, whatever disease they had, it's all flushed into the drain, which goes right back into the sewage system, which recycles right back into our drinking water. So the reality is, guys, most of us have no clue that our water has been tainted, even though they reported over 10 years ago, everywhere from New Jersey all the way to California, that the water is tainted. Well, here's what we're here today. We're not just here to talk about problems. We're here to talk about that there's a solution. And I don't want you to get this confused with the fact of saying, for instance, well, I drink water, I drink bottled water. And that's what I used to think before. I used to say, you know what, I got bottled water. I know something's wrong with the water. I just don't know what it is. And so the majority of people start buying bottled water, and they have no clue why. But the reality is many of the bottled waters that you're drinking is nothing more, guys, than recycled tap water. And so what we found here with this company is that they have come up with a solution to the problem. And the solution is this new ionizer. And please don't think that all ionizers are the same. That's what I thought when over a year ago I paid almost close to $5,000 for an ionizer. And because I paid that much money, I assumed that it was removing everything out of the water that was bad and leaving everything that was good, only come to find out that not only did it not remove the pharmaceuticals, it didn't even take fluoride out of the water, and it didn't take any of the lead out of the water. But yet I paid almost $5,000 for that machine. Well, with this machine, guys, they actually took it through to a third-party verification. And when they took it to this testing lab, they were shocked at the filtration results. This machine actually has 2 filters in it, and it's designed to filter out things like fluoride, chlorine, also pharmaceuticals. In fact, once they ran all those different things through the machine, when it came out on the other end, they said they were absolutely shocked because everything was coming out non-detectable. Even with the lead, it started showing up non-detectable. And I'm talking about, guys, everything from contraceptive hormones, steroid hormones, you name it, Everything was coming out that was positive before now came out non-detective. Everything from anxiety medication to anti-asthmatic medication, anti-inflammatory. You go on, even right down to, as we said, the chemicals that they use in farming. And that's why when I started to think about this system, I said, well, great. They've got great filtration, but this machine is doing a lot more than being any type of super filter. See, most people think that the taps or the filters that they have on their tap or the filter that comes out of their refrigerator, they think that they're getting water that's free of pharmaceuticals, water that's free of fluoride, water that's free of, the things that harm you. But in the reality, guys, it doesn't. And never did they say that, but the perception is that it's there. This company gives a scientific, documented proof that it's removing those things. Now, why is that so important? It's so important because your body is 70% water and the brain is 90% water. And if you think about it, if your body's 70% water, what do you have to replace the most of every single day? And that is water. And that's why hydration is so, so important. That's exactly the reason why hydration is important. See, hydration, it literally means it's the process of causing something to absorb water. And if you think about it, in your body, every cell, every tissue, every organ in your body, it needs water to work correctly. But most people are under the perception, guys. We think because we crack open a bottle of water or we drink water from the tap, we think that we're really getting hydrated. But if our body is not absorbing the water properly, we're not getting the proper hydration. So why is this machine so phenomenal? Well, the machine does a couple different things that are really phenomenal, but one of the things is it hydrates the water so much to the fact that if you understand the shape of water molecules, they scientifically have proven that the best water that you can absolutely drink is water that comes in a hexagon-type shape. Now, when they put this under a microscope, you'll see that all your tap water, your bottled water, it does not have that shape. But in order for your body to truly absorb water the proper way to get the most out of it, the molecules of it is in a hexagon-type shape. Well, in this machine, which is so phenomenal, after it runs through this 9 plates that's in the machine, it's electrically charged, it's hydrogen infused, and it's alkaline water. They're finding that now, when the water comes out of here, it has that hexagon shape because it goes through a 13-stage filtration system. And therefore, it immediately hydrates your body. That's why people are saying, man, this water tastes so light. It tastes so refreshing. What blew me away that alerted me to the power of this machine is that when people start telling me about hydration, and I was listening to a doctor talk, and he says, listen, I don't care what type of nutritional substance or substance that you are taking, no matter what type of nutritional product that you're taking, he said, if you want to see it work better, he said, put it in this hydrogenated water. So I'm thinking to myself, yeah, right. But you know what? He may know something because he's a doctor, and he may know something because he's a chemist, and he may know something because he's developed over 19 different patents. I think he knows a little bit more than what I know. And so therefore I said, let me try it. And when I ordered the machine and I got the machine, and sure enough, I took some of the nutritional products that we were taking, and it blew me away. When I put the nutritional products, and I literally saw the difference in the color, there was a difference immediately in the taste, and there was an immediate difference in the effectiveness of what I was getting out of that nutritional. So it worked better. Now, why was that? The only thing that I changed is that I put it into water that has an incredible antioxidant power, and that's what this machine does. See, most people don't realize that not only are they not properly hydrating their body, they're not giving their body the proper antioxidants. Because just like when you take an apple, you cut it open, you leave it on the table, what happens? It starts to rust. Well, oxidation happens inside of your body. It ages your body. This water having the antioxidant properties, which is proven, we take a meter, we can test it, So we're not just saying something on, oh, I think this is happening. No, it's actually verifiably testable that you can literally test the water and see that there's a difference. So guess what happens? People start feeling better. Guess what happens? You start sleeping better. Now, we're not making any medical claims, but guys, I promise you, if you understand or ask anyone who understands the pH charts, and you have a pH chart that talks about that going to alkalinity and that going to where it's acidic. And you know what's interesting? A lot of people that you'll find that are sick, you'll test them, their body's acidic. People that drink a lot of soda pops, their body can be acidic. Why? Because those things are highly acidic. People that are drinking bottled water that is acidic, guess what that's doing? It's pulling the body more towards an acidic atmosphere. And guess what thrives in an acidic atmosphere? All your diseases, your cancers. Guys, those are the things that thrive in acidic, where if you have a body that is alkaline or more in an alkaline state, it's already been proven that certain diseases cannot live in an alkaline state. So you ask yourself a question. Where should your body be? Is it in an alkaline state or is it in an acidic state? Now, some people will tell you, well, I buy alkaline water from bottled water from stores. Guess what, guys? That water is not alive anymore. You can test it. You can test and see what is the antioxidant property of that water, and when you put your meter in there, it will tell you that even though the water is alkaline, it does not have the antioxidant power. And because of that, guys, it is not giving your body the full benefit.
So here's the real question. What's in the water you're drinking? The only way to find out is let's check your water. It's so important because you need to know what you're consuming every day and how possibly it can have an implication on your health in the future. So contact the person whose information is below. They'll be happy to set up an appointment to let you know what's in your water.